And we're joined again by our guy, Sweeny Murti, WFAN's Yankee reporter, host of the Yankees radio postgame show, and also on the BXB podcast with our buddy Keith McPherson. Newest episode is up, and it features Alex Cora. Well, Sween, after a terrible game one, offensively, the Yankees radically addressed the lineup for game two. That still didn't work. What's the next move, man?
Yeah, I mean, it's just get home and score some runs, right? You know, it's funny because it feels like the Yankees have had their brains beaten in the last 2 days when one hit can change so much. And it did for the Astros. I mean, you know, the Astros' two-strike approach has been to hit the ball out of the ballpark, right? They've gotten 3 homers with 2 strikes. Think about the difference yesterday, right? Alex Bregman has 2 outs and 2 strikes. He hits a 3-run homer. Anthony Rizzo has no outs and 2 strikes. He hits a ground ball. They get 1 run, you know, and the Yankees just aren't able to mount anything. You know, the way they won Game 5, and I've talked to you guys about this before, if you get a lead, you can dictate how the rest of this game goes. They won Game 5 with an early home run, and the starter rolled, the bullpen rolled. They pitched really well here, and actually one of the things that Alex Cora talked to us about on the BXB, which we recorded about 2 hours ago, and it's up now where you get your podcast, is you've got Cole and Cortez. You've pitched really well. You do have a chance here. And remember that these games weren't lost because the Yankees lost 12-0, and you're saying they got no shot. You know, there's a slim margin here. They have to start scoring. The lineup is top-heavy. It's hard to, you know, the Astros are the best pitching staff in the league this year, right?
Yep.
And you've got a lineup that's only built for the top half to really do very much. And when they're not, it's going to look this bad.
Okay, I kind of said the same thing with the pitching. You know, moving forward, Yankees now have a at least fairly decisive edge next couple of games here, and we'll see how it plays out. But, Sweetie, I could also say that they are one poorly pitched game away, which over the course of a 7-game series potentially is going to happen from getting smoked and maybe not winning a game.
Sure, okay.
So...
Yeah. I mean, they're down 2-0. I mean, they don't have much of a choice. They've got to win 4 of the next 5. They don't, you know, yeah, you have one more bad game, you're on the brink. I get it. I mean, they can't look at that far out. You know, you got to win game 3. You know, Garrett Cole got a lot of money to pitch games like this. Aaron Judge is going to get a lot of money to play, you know, up to what he's got, you know, and I know part of it, I was listening, you know, trying to figure out who's going to bat in front of him. You know, I don't know, like, I actually like Judge higher because the farther I push him down the lineup, I'd rather pitch to everybody behind him, right? I've got nobody after the top 3 or 4 guys that I'm scared of right now. So I'd rather keep Judge higher up because Stanton and Rizzo have a better shot protecting them than, you know, anybody else in that lineup right now.
Yeah, that makes sense, Sweeny. But what can you diagnose or at least get to the bottom of what is up with Aaron Judge right now? I know it's cyclical, and we've said this so many times, it's nauseating, but why isn't he had a hit yesterday, but why doesn't he feel like the guy that we saw all regular season?
I mean, I don't know, Tiki, I don't know. It's, you know, it feels like he kind of stalled out at 60, and then it took forever to get those last couple. I think that was kind of easier to explain because of the nature of going after the record and what the other teams were doing. This is really good pitching right here, and you know you have to hit good pitching. I get it. You know, Altuve and Alvarez haven't done anything really in this series either. The bottom half of the order is, you know, the Astros are kind of a mirror image offensively. If you think about it, like the bottom half of their order isn't, you know, all that imposing either.
It's better than the Yankees.
No, it's played better than the Yankees.
It's better than
difference.
The Yankees.
It's played better.
No, I disagree. It's better.
That is, dude. Martin Maldonado has hit under 2. If Martin Maldonado played all season,
how many home runs does he have?
You'd be saying, I don't care. I'm saying
I do.
If he hit under 200 all season long, you'd be saying, why do we want this guy?
Wait, how many home runs did he have, Swain?
What, 15?
Yes.
Probably? Yeah.
Higashioka missed the curveball by 3 feet.
How many home runs did Jose Trevino and Kyle Higashioka have?
Higashioka stinks. Come on, he misses a curveball by 3 feet. He stinks.
I get it, but you're looking at what they're doing now and acting like Martin Maldonado is Mike Piazza, and he wasn't. Okay.
No, but he's better than what the Yankees have. That's all I'm saying.
He's been better the last 2 days with the Yankees.
Now, listen, either way.
Dude, the guy hit 180. If Kyle Higashioka and Jose Trevino hit 180 with 15 home runs, you'd be killing.
No, but hold on a second. Higashioka basically hit 202 with how many home runs? It's the same thing.
I'm sorry, right, but so how you tell me they're better?
Because he's got more home runs.
But they don't.
Yes, he does.
Yankees catchers and Astros catchers during the regular season basically the same thing.
All right.
Maldonado had got a couple of big hits here. And now you're telling me he's better. He hit 180, but you can't change that. You're arguing about we're basically talking to me about the same thing, and we're arguing about it.
I got you. Let me ask you a question that you might. I don't know if you know the answer to this. I don't know the answer, and it's not. God, sweet. I don't want to say that it's a huge thing, but it bothers me a little bit here. So Bader's doing an interview last night with with everybody, and Lauren Shahidi says, "Hey, what do you think about batting leadoff tonight?" He didn't know. Now, lineups posted. Back in the day, if Wade Boggs was batting first or second, big deal. If Judge is batting first or second, not much, big deal. I don't know. For Bader going from fifth to first, to me, would at least require, hey, man, just don't change anything. Keep doing what you're doing. You're going from 5-1 tonight. Go get it. Set the tone. How does Bader not know he's batting leadoff?
I don't know the mechanics of what time that interview was or what time that got posted or anything. I think the bigger thing that Boone does is tell them, guys, if you're playing or you're not. Mm-hmm. I don't think he calls on you're moving from 4 to 5 today. You're moving from 6 to 3. I don't think he does that. I understand what you're talking about. It feels like it's a huge deal about batting leadoff, but maybe he knows Harrison Bader and knows it's not a huge deal to him. Maybe he's playing. So, okay, and when you do see, did Harrison Bader not look at his phone before and he texted him? I don't know the mechanics of it. Mm-hmm. I don't think I understand the optics of communication when you're talking about it, but I think it's a bigger deal of telling somebody that he's not playing. Like if we say, oh, this guy's, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa was out of the lineup and he didn't know, and we're like, oh, you're benched today. And he's like, what? Mm-hmm. That's a bigger thing than saying you're batting here instead of here.
Yeah. Do you think it's going to change at all the lineup today? Or on Saturday, I should say.
I don't know. Like I said, I told you yesterday, I like Judge batting first with Rizzo and Stanton behind him. I like the idea of getting him up more. I like the idea. I understand. He said Bader against the lefty made sense to him. I'm trying to find as much as I've got like 4 good hitters right now, right? And I just need to push them up. And I'd rather have Judge batting with Rizzo and Stanton behind him than with Torres and Donaldson behind him right now. I really would.
So we're talking to Sweeny Murti. Sweeny, of course, FAN Yankee reporter. He's host of the Yankee post-game show on the radio. He's got a podcast, BXB, with Keith McPherson. All right, people want to say I'm nitpicking here. That's fine. But so I'm listening to the post-game last night, all right, and they played this
Thank you. I'm glad.
Well, I was watching the TV post-game, not yours.
Oh, come on.
I'm kidding, man. I'm totally messing with you, buddy. But I heard something I didn't love, all right? Now, the Yankees do not look like champions right now. Not that can't change this weekend, but right now they are not emitting anything that is championship-like. We all know that, except pitching. Okay, they're not hitting, and they don't look good. But they don't sound like champions. After the game, and I know that Aaron was asked about the question, but right away, boom, he references 106, the exit velo, the roof, the wind.
I think it's because that's the way the question was
phrased.
I
agree. I agree.
You've been very fair about that.
I got you.
The way the question was phrased, he answered the way it was phrased.
I understand that. But then Severino uses the word lucky, and he even says, 91 miles per hour versus 106. What the hell you guys do? Why are you spitting back numbers? How about just getting a win?
I'm sure Severino was kind of pissed off too, right? Like he's pitched well. He made a couple of bad pitches. He got away with one to Alvarez, ended up striking him out. But he made a pitch that probably wasn't all that bad to Bregman. He hits a 3-run homer, and he loses the game because his team can't score. I'm sure there's a little bit, and you talk to Severino 5 minutes after the game ends, right? He hasn't let it go. So I have a feeling. I have a feeling the teams lose, right? And no matter there's nothing anybody can say that's going to make you feel better about them losing playoff games. If they answered a question a different way, you're still not going to feel better about it. So we're kind of picking apart their words. Just go out and play better.
Yeah, but Sweeny, I agreed.
Play better.
Yes, no doubt. Go play better. But that's what we do here. We pick apart words. You know that. You've been doing this for 25 years. You get it more than anybody. Listen,
I've had my words picked apart more than anybody else here, no doubt.
I got you. And I hear you. I know you don't like to role play, so I'm not going to ask you to do that. So I'm going to do it with myself, okay? Actually, no, you're Tiki, and then I want you to respond. Tiki, ask me the question about the wind and the home run. You be Lauren Shahadi, although you look nothing like her. Just ask me real quick.
Tell me about the wind. What did you think about it last night?
Well, I mean, listen, Lauren, I appreciate the question, but it's elements both teams had to deal with, and we just got to win a game. We got to play better. That's how you answer the question.
Okay, but that's not how the question was asked. The
it doesn't matter.
Asked that way. How the question? Okay, BT.
Yes.
Looked like the wind knocked down Judge's home run. What did you think?
Well, I mean, listen, the roof was open, and both teams got to dig
into... why are you making an excuse of the roof being open? That's the first words out of your mouth.
Well, you didn't let me get to where I was going to
No. Come on. Yeah,
you
see, first words out of your mouth.
Hey, Sweeny.
I didn't like the way you answered.
Or how about this? How about phrasing it this way? How about Judge's home run looked like it knocked down by the wind? Is it possible that the roof being opened affected it?
Hey, listen, Lauren, we just got to find a way to score some runs.
He's got to hit it 10 feet farther.
How about that, Sweeney?
He's got to hit it 10 feet farther.
After I gave it to you again, third try.
You gave me the answer.
You don't get to answer 3 times.
It's always the B player. Sweeny, you know this team well. Obviously, you've been around them all season long. What's the mood right now? How are they going to respond to this?
I mean, I think that you come home and you know that you have Garrett Cole and Nestor Cortez pitching. That's the other big thing. If you had lost these first 2 games with Cole and Cortez and are coming back with the other guys, you're kind of scrambling here and trying to figure it out. They've got Cole and Cortez on regular full rest. You got to feel good about rolling those guys out there.
Yeah, but it's not the pitching that's been the issue.
I agree, but you've got to start there, right? They've got to figure out how to it's the top 4 guys because the bottom half of this lineup is just not built with it right now.
It is what it is, right?
Right.
It is what it is.
Too many stuff. You've got Donaldson looking old. You've got the other guys just kind of filling in, and but they weren't supposed to be there, and they're facing the best pitching staff in the league. That's a hard order. The strikeouts look bad. I put this comparison together last night. 30 strikeouts, and you lost 2 games by a total of 3 runs. In 2017, 27 strikeouts in the first 2 games.
Yeah, I saw that tweet.
By a total of two runs. Okay? It can change. They scored 8 runs in Game 3. It can change. But the idea of how they scored, I feel like the strikeouts are huge and they're killing everything, but the Astros are not scoring because they're stringing 14 hits together. The Astros have 1 hit with a runner in scoring position in the last 2 games. You know what it was? It was Bregman's 3-run homer. Okay? Before this series, the last game they played before the series, they went 17 innings without scoring, in Game 3. This offense is not drastically different where they're hammering out 14 hits and running around the bases and hitting runs and all that. They've hit home runs. They've hit 3 of them with 2 strikes that have really murdered the Yankees.
Sweet, I know we got to go, but you know what it is? This is an old story for Yankee fans. So the energy is probably it's more, the venom is more potent now because we've seen this story for years. Maybe not 17 strikeouts, but
they're not going to change it until they change it.
Well, it's true.
Yes. Until they hit the home runs, until they win, it's not going to matter.
It doesn't change, Teak. Let Sweeny know until
until it changes.
Hey, by the way,
right.
There you go.
Exactly. You're not a big game pitcher until you are one.
True.
You're not. Aaron Judge is not having a good postseason until he has one.
You're not officially a radio host at the Fan until you start bickering with Sweeny over Yankee baseball in October. Right? I mean, listen, it's an indoctrination. It's part of the deal, bud. And by the way, I'm coming tomorrow with my son. I know you're busy. I'll text you. I want to meet you. I want him to meet you before the game.
Come on up.
All right,
you ignored
brother.
me last time. You went to say hi to Cone and Kay. And,
well, listen.
Thanks.
I mean, there's a pecking order, buddy.
Well, you met them already, and they're not. So now it's my turn.
Well, no, now we're on to the B-listers. Now we'll come see you.
Sweeny, that's called a BBD. A bigger, better deal.
I think Francesa's going to be there too. So if I have time after I talk to him, I'll come say hi to you.
Hey, tell Mike his best buddy says hi to him as well. All right, dude. Thank you, Sweens. Later, bud. You know what stinks? I want to get into this a little bit more. Like, imagine if Cole. Cole's been terrific, all right. But imagine if Cole has, 4 2/3, 4 or 5. Well, that would be pretty bad, but not really good, but not atrocious. And the Yankees lose, and Cole gets destroyed. I think that it would be hijacked, the narrative of Cole. He's been so, I don't want to see him be treated unfairly. Yeah, you're the ace. Yeah, you're making $35 million. Yeah, come out and deal. Win the game. I got that. But he's one of the only guys who's actually done his job this October. And if he's not an A- or an A+ tomorrow, you know it's getting hijacked.